Well, that wasn't stressful at all. No, I thoroughly enjoyed watching, what was it, 16 penalties? Yeah, 16 penalties. I mean, wow. That was horrible to watch. I'm not a fan of penalties when it includes Arsenal or England, but otherwise, I love them. We've come away with the win. We will be taking on Chelsea in the semi-finals, and then ultimately I'm presuming we'll have Man City in the final because I think they'll beat Newcastle. So that is our pathway to winning the Europa League. It's definitely not the Europa League, the Carabao Cup. How did the game go? Well, I think it's fair to say that the first half we were outrageously good, but just didn't score. In the second half, we were slow, lethargic, and boring and negative, and we weren't good enough in that second half. Look at these penalties, man. They were unbelievable. It was something like the 11th or 12th penalty when finally a goalkeeper decided to go the same way as the penalty. I mean, every penalty was just going to the wrong side for the keeper. Unbelievable. And Kepa actually did the job for us. I mean, look at this. So to put it into perspective, like I said, the first half, really good. Like Arsenal in their fluid state, right? And then the second half just wasn't. But they scored with their first shot on target in the 95th minute or whatever it was. And it took another own goal for us to score. A lot of people will just say, oh, lucky. But look at this, 25 shots. We've absolutely peppered them in that first half. And on another day, we're 2-0 up at halftime, maybe even 3-0 up. So I think it's just one of those things in football. This can happen where you can create unbelievable high-quality chances, high XG chances, but just simply not find the back of the net. And I would say it's mainly down to the guy who probably deserves man of the match, but maybe won't get it. Sorry, player of the match. I don't think he will officially get it because he was on the losing side, but you've got to give it to Walter Benitez. This guy was unreal today. Look at this. Unbelievable. He was very unfortunate to concede the own goal. He did so well. He was really good. And I feel sorry for Lacroix. Caught a vibe, unfortunately caught an own goal, and then missed the penalty at the end, which ultimately was the penalty that Kepa saved to put us through. So not his best day. Also, I just want to say, I hope Richard is okay. That looked like a nasty gash on his foot/ankle. No idea what happened there. Okay, so that first half, why were we so good? This man right here. Oh my God. What did we feed Martinelli before today's game? Because we need to do that more. He was unplayable. Now, we need to be realistic here. Of course, he had a very good first half and unfortunately picked up an injury, came off early in the second half. He just seemingly couldn't get back to that first half performance. He was just electric. I think it was partly because he was up against someone who just simply shouldn't have been on the pitch. This Canvo guy, he's going to have nightmares tonight. He is going to get in bed in a couple of hours or whenever he gets home, and he is going to close his eyes and just see Martinelli going right past him. It was quite embarrassing at times, and I really feel for him because I think Canvo is one of those young players that's come in and seemingly has a great future ahead of him, but he's just been absolutely tormented tonight by someone who's got a lot of pace and on his day can beat anyone. But they made the change at half-time and Nketiah came off as well. He hasn't been so great since leaving Arsenal, has he? And Palace were instantly better. And I think that's what it comes down to. We had this period, 45 minutes of domination, and it felt like we were just really unlucky not to get that final bit of quality to actually score. And then the mood when we went in at the break just went down. It's like, God, I mean, what more can we do? And then they make subtle changes at halftime. Martinelli, unfortunately, has to come off. It's just one of those things. But of course, in the end, I think that the right result has happened and Arsenal will go through. I thought Madueke was relatively poor today. Didn't really have his best game. Should have absolutely scored his first chance when he's one-on-one, basically, through with the ball in on goal. I thought Eze was, again, pretty underwhelming. I mean, he wasn't awful. He drops too deep for me. I think he needs to be closer to that number 9 role. If Arsenal are in their half here, and you've obviously got Jesus here and whoever's playing, but I feel like instead of him dropping here, this is where Eze seems to pick up the ball, just kind of in this central area. Then he goes out here, then he drops here. I want him like here behind the striker. So maybe we can do that with Eze, just get him in more positions where he's more dangerous, like he was against Tottenham. The amount of times he popped up right on the edge of the box, and he obviously scored a hat-trick that day. But today he's dropping deep, and that could be down to the Palace system, the fact that they pack their defence and their midfield every time we get the ball, and therefore he's having to drop back to receive it. I kind of get it. Other poor performers, I mean, I think everyone else was pretty good. I would just say that Madueke and Eze weren't at their best. I thought Norgard was really good today. He's such a professional player, isn't he? Seemingly doesn't have Arteta's full confidence to play 90 minutes in the Premier League or whatever, but in a cup game like today, you can see why we've signed him. He's a solid option for us. And I thought Marino was actually quite good. A few moments today with those line-splitting passes, getting it in behind for us. But realistically, I felt like our best players throughout the game were Martinelli, who came off, and then Calafiori in defence. He was superb today. For Italy, he plays as a centre-back, and you can see it today. And I think what we're going to see now potentially is, without Gabriel, I think Calafiori will go into that left centre-back role, and Hincapié will go at left-back. I think that makes most sense. I think Hincapié, whilst he's done really well, he's a bit crazy. I feel like left back is more suited to his play style in our system. I don't know. And I thought Lewis Skelly was pretty good today, by the way. I'm not saying he won't play again, but I think right now, without Gabriel, Calafiori should be in there and Hincapié should go left back. That's what I would do. How did our subs do? Well, Trossard came on for the injured Martinelli, and I'm hoping Martinelli's okay. Hopefully he won't be out for too long. I thought Trossard instantly had a good impact, scored a fantastic penalty in the penalty shootout. I mean, all our penalties were pretty much perfect. I think Timbers was almost saved. Was it onto the post? I haven't seen the replay, but yeah, Trossard I thought did pretty well. Martin Ødegaard, again, just comes on and looks like he's just flapping his arms about, doesn't really seem to drive the team forward like he used to. But again, playing up against a really packed-in Crystal Palace. And the one thing that does bother me about Ødegaard is he does a lot of running and a lot of pressing, but his defensive part of the game, it's poor. It really is. He just doesn't... He sticks his foot in and then just kind of like, oh, I didn't get it. And then starts to run back a little bit, but not really put his foot in again. He doesn't do any shoulder barging. He doesn't do any duels. It's just... We kind of carry him. We do kind of carry him in a defensive part of the game. And obviously Ødegaard, where you want him, is in the attacking third. Saka came on and did pretty well. I think he was better than Madueke, but didn't really have many opportunities. Maybe we could have... I remember when Timber won the ball off Gehi in the box. I just wish he could have flicked it onto Saka, and that would have been 2-0. Easy. Declan Rice coming on at the end. Wasn't a fan of that. I just don't think it was needed. But the corners that he took in the dying moments of the game were really good, high quality. And his penalty was obviously very good as well. This guy, Souza, came on, didn't touch the ball, I don't think. And then, I mean, he's obviously been brought on to take a penalty, and wow, what a penalty that was. I do want to say, I don't think Palace deserved necessarily to go out in the way they did today, but they didn't deserve to win this game. They didn't. We created more. We were unbelievable in that first half, and ultimately they scored with one shot on target. Was there another shot after that? They had 8 shots. Hang on, let's go into their actual stats. And if you're wondering, I'm using FOTMob in my Operation Arsenal videos. So if you want to look at these stats, you can just go on fotmob.com. Yeah, 1 shot on target was their goal. We've had 7 on target. I mean, this says a lot. And obviously, it doesn't realistically matter. Ultimately, it's goals scored that matter. They got 1 and we got 1. But the chances were stacking up, and I feel like we just didn't have that little bit of luck we needed. And eventually it came in the form of the own goal. So, as I said, we'll be taking on Chelsea in the semi-finals. I think we'll beat them. So, if we do, and I'll be very pleased if we do, we'll be going to Wembley to take on either Man City or Newcastle. Either way, it's going to be a really tough game. I feel like can't really pick one. Man City in the final, obviously, that is the tougher game on paper, but part of me thinks Newcastle in the final, oof, it's just, yeah, that I think in a weird way I'd rather have City. I don't know. I'd like to know your thoughts. Who would you rather in the final? But first, of course, we have to get there. Chelsea, whilst they're not having a great moment, we know what they're capable of. They can be very good. And if Cole Palmer has a really good game or whatever, they could beat us. They could. We could have an off day, but we'll see how we get on. Great to see Jesus back in, by the way, his first start and his 100th start, his first start in ages, 100 games for Arsenal. He should have had 150 by now. It's a real shame, but I thought he was pretty good at times. But that's it, guys. Thank you for watching. I managed to go through this video without having a coughing fit, which was surprising. And I will be back. I've recorded tomorrow's episode of the Sunderland career mode. So for now, I'm again taking a couple of days away from Christmas, and I'll be back soon.